Today I wanted to show you how to assemble the to-go cup pieces. So there are two versions. You can have just a basic cup with the white, just a plain center wrap piece, and then the top of the cup and the lid. Or, as you can see here, there is the heart option. So that's the just basic cup. And then these are the pieces for the heart. I liked this so much that I decided to try some different shapes. So I just extruded all of these and I'm testing them now. So there's a pumpkin, apple, chocolate chip, gingerbread, and the candy canes, which the candy canes, I tried the smaller version and they were, very hard to do and didn't come out perfect. So I might have to go back to the drawing board. But putting this together is relatively, it's not hard, it just, there's a couple of steps and it definitely takes some time. So I did my cup lid white because I wanted that just white with brown and a color for the centerpiece. But you could always do the lid black, like is more common. That's why I created two separate pieces, so you can, you know, if you want brown, then you are black, you could have a brown or black lid. I mean, again, you could do any random color choice that you wanted. So I have extruded the bottom, the two top pieces, and then all the shapes. And now I am extruding these the cup band pieces. So the piece I'm extruding here is the chocolate chip one for like a mocha type drink fragrance. Don't mind me. So I'm just going to extrude this, and I'm going to do it off camera because it's really hard to do it sideways and I have to hold it up too high for it to be on camera. Length. So the pieces are mirror images, so you basically can just extrude the length you need and then cut it in half. I'm going to split this in half, and I'm going to add the chocolate piece first. So I'm creating the band part first, and then I will assemble the rest of the cup. So this will slide in just like that, and then this piece will go right on top. So I am just like every other embed I assemble, just using some distilled water to paint on so that it helps it adhere. And then I'm just going to kind of slide that embed into the groove, gently kind of push it down. So you see how my bottom didn't quite get it all the way pushed in, and then I deformed it a little bit. So the chip is in, and the reason why this isn't going smoothly is because I actually put my chip in sideways, like that should be the top. It's too late. It is what it is. But just, yeah, heads up. Make sure that when you put the chocolate chip in, you have it, the top. So this is that top. You can see it has a distinct thinner ridge. Actually goes into the top. So now I'm going to take, so this is the bottom piece, the top of the cup, and the lid. So I'm just going to cut off the length that I need. The top, or the bottom, now the top of the cup. And then the lid. So what I like to do is, so you see the lid, the wider part is the bottom, the smaller part is the top. And then the wider part is the top of the cup, and the skinnier part is the bottom piece for the top part of the cup. I am going to attach these two pieces first. Now the goal is to center this, so there should be some overhang. Of course, I never quite always get it perfectly centered. Some parts are, some parts aren't. I don't get too hyper. I just kind of put it on and go. It still all looks cute. So this is the bottom. So I'm taking the wider part and I'm going to paint the water on that because that's going to attach to the bottom of the little sleeve. So flip that over. And again, this should be centered. There should be just the tiniest a bit of overhang on either side. Now, again, I just don't get it perfect because these don't come out perfectly straight when I extrude them. And when I'm pressing them on and then putting all the pieces together, sometimes they shift. So I just don't get too excited over it. But you can see there is the bottom. There's the top. So now I'm going to paint water onto the top of the cup, so not the lid but the cup piece. You want to make sure you're not putting the lid on. And then just, if you look at it, if you get down at eye level and you look at it, you can see where there are kind of some gaps, and you can gently push it down. Again, push, but don't push so hard that you disform the cup. And now cut off an end piece. And so you can see how this side is pushed over and this side is almost lined up. So I'll go back and probably just shift this a little bit to try and fix that. Otherwise, so you can see better here. See how that's too far over? So while it's still wet, I'm just shifting the cup a little bit because I do want it to be centered, or as centered as I can get it. And there is a little bit of overhang, like there should be just a tad bit here and just a tad bit on this side. It's meant to look like the sleeve is bigger than the cup. So let's trim off this end. There you have it. The Hershey Kiss, which is the wrong way, but that's okay, in your cup. So it's pretty simple. I mean, not simple, but it's not hard to do. There's just a number of steps, and you just have to make sure that you kind of put everything together in the correct order. Like, I do recommend kind of putting it together the way I did, because it basically allows you to stack the stuff and then you can just push down on it without really disforming it too much. So that is my recommendation. That being said, you don't have to do it this way. I just find that I get kind of the best results, have the most control over the soap and putting it together when I do it this way. So so I just put the apple piece in. I'm going to extrude that. I'll probably record it. I might speed it up just so you can see it in super speed, since you know how it's done now. These are, like, the ones I'm currently doing are with the 23mm disc, but I also have these in the 18. So in fact, here is, you see, that's the 18 and that's the 23. And there's one with a solid band with no shape in it. So there are, you know, options. This one's obviously much easier to put together. There's less work for the extruding, less work for the putting it together. It comes together easier just because you have one solid piece for that band. But they're both cute, and like I said, you can get these in either the 18 or the 23mm size disc.